So let's just remember there is, no, actually, where am I? Way ahead. No, we're a little bit behind time. So just very quickly settle into a nice, comfortable seated posture, lengthening your spine. As Venerable Rabina was talking this morning, just try and get yourself organized in a nice aligned way. And when she was talking about the head forward, she didn't mean poking the chin out. What she meant was just putting some length in the back of the neck. So it just enables you to, if you're too far forward, like if you're too far kind of down like this, you fall asleep. And if you're, as she mentioned, if your chin is raised, it actually constricts the back of the neck and it agitates the mind. So have your head nice and balanced, relaxed. And then just go to the crown of the head and relax your scalp and the forehead and your face and your neck, throat and chest and belly and limbs and basically your whole body. And then just be aware of any sounds in your environment. So what I'm hearing up here is forest sounds of all the little birds. There's always one little bird that kind of has this particular trill, and he sings, or he or she, they sing just after the sun's gone down, which it has now. So sometime tonight we're supposed to be seeing the northern lights due to some meteor shower or something, but I haven't, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to see it here. But anyway, some magical things are happening tonight, apparently. So this is my environment. And then notice that what's going on in the mind. And just try and put some space in between the thoughts that might be racing. Sometimes when we hear teachings and new information, it can stimulate the mind. Other times it can put you almost in retreat mode. So wherever you're at after listening to these teachings this evening, just know that it's all perfectly fine. However it is you're turning up this evening. And then bring to mind all the people of your life, our loved ones we don't like and are strangers, remembering they can all change place at any time. And then we'll do this meditation this evening for all these people of our life and by extension, all sentient beings. So just remember, there is no negativity that can't be purified. And this purification process is basically a psychological one. We create negativity with our minds, so therefore we can change it by creating positivity instead. So we start with the power of regret and sincerely regret from the depths of your heart anything you have done to harm any living being on this day, in this life, and in all of our past lives, and think of specific actions of both your body and your speech, and then in general, regret all. And the reason to regret is based on this logic of karma. When we experience everything due to our past karma, our past actions, and having harmed others, we're going to experience suffering in the future. And given that we don't want any more, it makes sense to remove these seeds before they ripen as future suffering. So think like this: I regret from the depths of my heart having harmed others with my body and my speech, having broken my vows, because I do not want the future suffering. I'm sick of suffering. And also regret any anger, attachment, and the rest that are the cause of why we harm others. And then think again, I'm sick of this suffering. And then think, what can I do about it? Whom can I turn to? So here we come to the power of reliance. We turn to the Buddha, who we see as a doctor, who has the methods that we can use to purify. And it's not that we're needing the Buddha to forgive us. We're purifying ourselves by relying upon his methods. So imagine Vajrasattva above the crown of your head. You can also imagine this is your teacher manifesting in this form for your benefit. And he's made of this beautiful, radiant, blissful white light, sitting cross-legged on a white lotus and a moon cushion. And has a beautiful, radiant face. His eyes are long and peaceful and full of love and compassion for you and all those people of your life. He has a sweet red mouth. His hair is black and held up in a top knot. His arms are crossed at his heart, the left underneath the right. The left is holding a bell representing wisdom, and the right is holding a vajra, which represents the indestructibility of compassion. And their being crossed represents the union of these two, and this symbolizes enlightenment, the development of infinite wisdom and infinite compassion. And we think to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. So in order to develop compassion, we need to rely upon other beings, and the very beings we have harmed and those who have harmed us, by developing compassion for them. So think particularly of people you've harmed recently and in the past, and then in general, all beings we have ever harmed since beginningless time. And then remember those who have harmed you, and we have compassion for them, because the harm they've caused you is going to result as suffering for them sometime in the future. So make a strong aspiration to do this practice of purification for the sake of all these beings, and think, I must purify for their sake. And then we come to the power of the remedy, and this is the medicine, doing that practice of purification. And we start with the body, and Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful white nectar, like coming out of a hose, quite forcefully from his heart, and it arcs around and pours into your crown, into your body and through your crown, and fills you completely. And it keeps pouring into you until it forces out of your lower orifices all the harm you've ever done to any living being with your body in the form of inky liquid. And this pours out of you and disappears into space. And there's not one atom left as we recite the mantra. Vajrasattva samayam nupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dida meboa, sitokaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, anarakta meboa, sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me, sitam shriyam kuruhum ha ho bhagavan, sawatata gata vajrama mimutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahompe, and Vajrasattva samayam manupalaya, Vajrasattva dina patita, Dida meboa, sitokaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, anarakta meboa, sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me, sitam shriyam kuruhum ha ho bhagavan, sawatata gata vajrama mimutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahompe, and Vajrasattva samayam manupalaya, Vajrasattva dina patita, Dida meboa, sitokaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, anarakta meboa, sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me, sitam shriyam kuruhum ha ho bhagavan, sawatata gata vajrama mimutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahompe, and Vajrasattva samayam manupalaya, Vajrasattva dina patita, Dida meboa, sitokaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, anarakta meboa, sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me, sitam shriyam kuruhum ha ho bhagavan, sawatata gata vajrama mimutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahompe, and Vajrasattva samayam manupalaya, Vajrasattva dina patita, Dida meboa, sitokaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, anarakta meboa, sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me, sitam shriyam kuruhum ha ho bhagavan, sawatata gata vajrama mimutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahompe, and Vajrasattva samayam manupalaya, Vajrasattva dina patita, Dida meboa, sitokaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, anarakta meboa, sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me, sitam shriyam kuruhum ha ho bhagavan, sawatata gata vajrama mimutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahompe, and Vajrasattva samayam manupalaya, Vajrasattva dina patita, Dida meboa, sitokaya meboa, sipokaya meboa, anarakta meboa, sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me, sitam shriyam kuruhum ha ho bhagavan, sawatata gata vajrama mimutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahompe. Then be delighted that all the harm you've ever done to any sentient being with your body is now completely purified. And remember, there's no way you could do anything but benefit others now with your body. And next is the purification of our speech. And Vajrasattva very happily sends powerful nectar from his heart chakra, and this arcs around and quite forcefully enters your crown and just fills your entire body, except this time forcing up to the top of your body all the negativity of your speech, and this overflows and disappears into space, not one atom left. So just imagine all the gossip and the harsh speech and the useless speech and lying and talking badly about others behind their backs, getting other people to agree with you. All of this is purified by this powerful nectar filling you as we recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboal Situkaya Meboal Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sitam Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboal Situkaya Meboal Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sitam Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sitam Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sitam Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sitam Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sitam Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sitam Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe. So think how amazing. Feel so happy that your speech is now completely purified, and imagine it's not possible to do anything but benefit others with your speech. And now is our mind, and Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful beams from his heart chakra. His arcs around and enters your crown and fills your entire being. So just imagine all the attachment and neediness, bitterness, grudges, anger, depression, anxieties, resentment, jealousy. All of this is instantly dispelled, not one atom left as we recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sitam Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sitam Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa, Sutukaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anarakta Meboa, Sawasidi Mimpiata Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shiam Kuruhum, Ha Ho Bagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa, Mahasamaya Sata A Humpe, and Vajrasafa Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasafa Dina Patita, Dida Meboa, Situkaya Meboa, Sipokaya Meboa, Anarakta Meboa, Sawasidi Mimpiata Sawa Kama Sita Me, Sitam Shiam Kuruhum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hompe Vajrasafa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasafa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sitam Me Sitam Shiam Kuruhum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hompe Vajrasafa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasafa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sabasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shiam Kuruhum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hompe Vajrasafa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasafa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shiam Kuruhum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe. Okay, so be delighted that all your delusions, which are the source of all of our own suffering and the cause of why we harm others with our body and our speech, are completely purified, and think that there is no space in your heart for anything other than love and kindness and forgiveness and wisdom and bliss and compassion. And next is the purification of the imprints of negativity of our body, speech, and mind. And imagine Vajrasattva very compassionately sending light and nectar. It fills you completely and eradicates even the subtlest imprints of negative energy from our mind. Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shiam Kuruhum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hompe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shiam Kuruhum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hompe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shiam Kuruhum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hompe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shiam Kuruhum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hompe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shiam Kuruhum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hompe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shiam Kuruhum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hompe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shiam Kuruhum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hompe. So now feel completely purified. There's not one atom of negativity left in your mind stream. Even the subtlest obscurations to your enlightenment have been removed. And now we come to the power of resolve, and this is the fourth and final step in our purification process. And this is this determination to not harm with our body and our speech and our mind, at least to refrain from harming. And without this, we're just going to keep doing the same old stuff over and over again. So this determination, this aspiration to not harm, becomes, it's like a beacon that guides our body and our speech and our mind in new directions. So, Rinpoche used to say everything exists on the tip of the wishes. So it's like that. This desire to not harm exists on the tip of your desire to not harm. And so then you might find yourself in a situation where you're finding little beings to rescue as well. So I was in my optometrist this morning, and then of course I found a black ant swimming around in the toilet bowl. So that got rescued. And then of course I was doing some laps later on and in the pool. And then I found many little black bugs swimming. So I pulled them out as well. So it's almost like you're presented with opportunities to, save little creatures. So, and maybe you just notice them more, I don't know. So it's kind of like that. Things change, So anyway, it's just this determination to not harm gives us a bit of strength. I think some more awareness as well, a little bit of wisdom. So Vajrasattva is delighted with us and wanting to merge with your mind, melts into white light and absorbs into you through your crown. And think, my teacher's body, speech, and mind, Vajrasattva's body, speech, and mind, and my own body, speech, and mind are the same. So Rinpoche would recommend to meditate on emptiness. So we sort of think in emptiness, there is no I, the creator of negative karma. There is no action of creating negative karma, and there is no negative karma created. So just place your mind in this place of emptiness for a moment. We can think of all phenomena as being empty, dependent arisings. They don't exist from their own side. They didn't kind of just happen upon there all by themselves. Your car, your fridge, your whatever, the chair you're sitting on. And so you can also think the way things are appearing to me may not necessarily be the way they actually exist. So let's just dedicate all the merit, all the positive energy we've created doing this practice to all living beings, and think, may all the virtuous karma I've created from doing this practice ripen as my enlightenment for the sake of sentient beings as quickly as possible. And then we've got some verses for a precious return of our precious Lama Zopa Rinpoche. Now, I think we were up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think we're up to verse 7. O omnipresent Lord, for my well-being, with due concern for me and for my sake, that I may reach complete awakening upon the basis of this of illusion's net, and for the sake of every living being sunk deep into the mud of ignorance, their thoughts disturbed by various afflictions, so that they may obtain the highest fruit. May you, the most supreme awakened one, the blessed one, the world's guru and teacher, who knows the great Samaya's reality, aware of wishes and abilities. Okay, let's stop there. We'll start again with verse 10 tomorrow night. Okay, and let's make a strong request for His Holiness the Dalai Lama to live long, to be able to continue to teach, and then for the swift return of precious Lama Zopa Rinpoche, and then for all of our teachers to live long, all of the teachers like Venerable Rabbino's. I mean, she's almost 80 and she's traveling around teaching. It's kind of amazing. That bundle of energy is definitely not 80-year-old energy, but anyway. And then, Venerable Renee and all these teachers that have been, ordained and serving in the FPMT for so many years. It's kind of extraordinary. So may they all live long and have happy and healthy lives. Okay. Lots of love, everybody. Good night. Have a wonderful weekend. And I look forward to seeing you all on Monday. Okay. Thank you.